Aaron, you in Rabbit Hole, you face this incredibly daunting task. You've got this character Howie who seems to have like these three very powerful factors in his life. He's a father dealing with the loss of his son, a husband who needs his wife, and a husband who's trying to hold his wife together. Which one of those three things do you think was the most defining element for him as you approached him?
The marriage meant everything. Dealing with the loss of my son and how that, let's just say, dealing with the loss of my son meant the most to me. How I assimilate that into my life, how I process that. Who am I now in life, and then who is this person with me, and what am I supposed to do now? Those are the questions that I felt like were the most important questions. Is this marriage worth saving? Are we two different people? Do we blame each other? Are we supposed to have children or not have children? Can I find happiness somewhere else? Is she better off somewhere else? Those are the questions I ask myself. I'm also a man who has to provide for his family, and there's a lot of pressure in society to grieve and move on, and grieving people find that very difficult to understand.
One of my favorite things about the film was that there are a lot of moments in it where other filmmakers could have tried to hit the audience over the head with pure emotionalism. Mm-hmm. There's a real beautiful subtlety about the film. And one scene in particular, there's you and Sandra Oh, where this huge, long diatribe could have gone on, but your conversation was one word, and then your character left. Was that sort of subtlety a part of the approach to the film, or did it just kind of work out that way?
No, that was from the beginning. John Cameron Mitchell, that was his imagination of the imaginings of the film. It's also something that I wanted to get right, was the silences and the subtleties of a relationship that make an audience believe that you have a history. That's very important to me, because the big scenes, yes, everybody expects those. We didn't want to this material to fall into melodrama. The audience they don't want the film to talk down. They want to come up to the film or be on the level with the film. And so how do you walk around the kitchen? How do you touch your wife? How do you not respond to your wife when she's talking to you and not alienate the audience? That was important to me. How do you say, this is my wife whom I've loved for 10, 15 years, and yet I don't know how to talk to her.
Right.
She won't let me touch her.
Now that it's done, you sit back and you watch Rabbit Hole now. What do you take away from the film?
The grief. I take away the hope. I take away people who have gone through grief, who are survivors, and who deal with it on a daily basis. I have a deep empathy and compassion for them.